Hi guys, I trust you are well. So I wanted to discuss something very quickly. Most likely it's going to be one of the shorter videos, which I'm grateful for because I really don't want the videos to be that long. Going to be one of the shorter videos. I'm going to title this "The Divorce Trap," and it's I want to bring out an issue that a lot of children of God. Again, I want to emphasize the fact that I don't just throw the word Christian around anyhow. And maybe one day I'll explain that. A lot of children of God generally, you know, these are things we know somewhere at the bottom of our hearts because if you're a child of God, you have the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is telling you these things. The reason why you're not acting on them is because you're not listening. A lot of us fall into that trap. So I'm accusing myself as much as I'm accusing anybody else. So what's the point here? The divorce trap. What is the divorce trap? When you have the Holy Spirit, He's speaking to you. You are either obeying him or you are not. When you are not obeying him, you are falling into traps, even if it does not look that way. I'll give a very quick example, very simple example. You have a job offer. Say you are a woman. You have a job offer that takes you away from your family. I know you are thinking about the economic situation. I know you are thinking about making more money and getting a career and all those. But all those are the wood, hay, and stubble that we speak about. Things that will not stand the test of time when fire comes. So you choose based on the circumstances to go for your career, to go for your job. It is foolishness. It is disobedience. The thing to do is not so much that you stay. No. Number one, you talk to your husband. What do we do? Now, listen very carefully. If your husband tells you don't do it, no matter how smart you think you are, don't do it. If it is the wrong decision, God will take responsibility for making sure that you obeyed God because He expects you to reverence your husband. Very simple. It's not about, I take it because it's good money or I don't take it because it takes me away from my home. You should not leave your home, ideally. But don't make that decision based on that. Tell God to teach you. If God wants you to take the job, He will talk to your husband and everything will be fine. But if you take matters into your own hand, you are going to make a mistake and it will put you in trouble. That's a simple example. The same example, in a similar way, can fall on the side of the husband. Take, for instance, the man is a pastor and he has a ministration somewhere in Asia and he has to leave home. Then he is about to leave. But his wife, his wife needs him around. She hasn't seen him for maybe a week or two. The children are having problems in school. It actually is a foolish decision for him to take that mission or that ministration, whatever it is. Even though it looks like a good idea, it's a call of the devil to take you away from your primary assignment. Your primary assignment is your family. But if you are not sure what to do, take it again to God in prayer, and God will speak to you. That's why we have a relationship with God, not a religion that is just thou shalt and thou shalt not. Thou shalt and thou shalt not are not wrong, they are not bad, but they are not the way God works. It's like rules that are given to a child. But as you grow up, you become mature, and God expects it to be more of a dialogue. We'll get into that in more detail later on. So now, what's the divorce trap? Marriage. Now, how does marriage work? You are not your own. You belong to God. You should not make your marriage decision by yourself. No matter how much you like the girl, no matter how much you like the guy, no matter how prayerful they seem, even if he is a firebrand, even if she is the prophetess of the church, you should not make your decision by yourself. Even if you are both Christians, genuine Christians, it is still very possible to be unequally yoked. You can be a prophet who needs a teacher in her life, but you end up and go and marry an evangelist who has to travel. You are being unequally yoked. Even if you have grace, the grace will not be sufficient for you because it is not what God determined for you. Now, a lot of us, because we are impatient, we end up marrying people who are not intended for us. Now, listen very carefully because the devil is a liar and is very wicked. God hates divorce. No matter how smart you are, God does not sanction divorce. He does not. However, if one of the spouses is being wicked and does not want to change, God himself can remove that spouse, either by A, the person dying, or by B, the person living. When that happens, it doesn't mean you should go and enter into another marriage. No, it means you should wait until God gives you the right spouse. But whatever the case may be, you don't take the matters into your own hands. That's the divorce trap. The devil is cunning. He can present himself as an angel of light. A man can come around who is only attending church because they are looking for a wife. Now the man is speaking in tongues and is kabashing in church. And you fall for this man, hook, line, and sinker. He is even the pastor of the church, but he was not intended for you. Now, this person may belong wholeheartedly to the devil, but you are joined to them. My dear, once you are joined, let no man put asunder, not you, not any human being alive. If it is the wrong kind of union and you begin to suffer, because if you are in the wrong place, you will suffer, you take it to God in prayer. You made your mistake. Now trust God to fix it for you. Because if you try to fix it yourself, you will only get yourself into more problems. So you go to God and trust God to work it out. God can use you to transform that person's life. God can give you grace to endure what is happening there. Or God can take the person out of the equation. You trust God. But now, because many of us are religious, and many of us want to live by rules of thou shalt and thou shalt not. You give, for instance, there's this terrible thing that some of our churches do, where they tell you that when your spouse leaves you, you cannot marry until the spouse is dead. That's wickedness. That's foolishness. If the spouse leaves you, you are free. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 15. If the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases. But again, please understand, this is not licensed to do irebe. This is not licensed to live your life carelessly. This is a prescription to understand the way God works. Basically, what it's saying is go back to God. If you're having problems in your flesh, tell it to God. God made you that way. Baba, I am horny. Father, I need a husband. Father, I need a wife. Then sit down and wait for him to work it out for you. He can decide that he won't give you. Trust him. He knows what is best for you. He can decide that he will give you. Trust him. He knows what is best for you. And when he decides that he will give you, he may give you somebody that does not look like what you had in mind. Trust him. He knows what is best for you. Your own is to be the best version of you that you can be. Trusting in God at all times. Leaning on him and not on your own understanding. That's the divorce trap. Let me lay it out again. You go because of your own foolishness, your own impetuousness, your own impatience. You marry yourself to somebody that is not supposed to be your husband or wife. That is called being unequally yoked. When you are in that kind of relationship, whether you like it or not, you stay there. Yes, let them kill you. Your life is no more precious than Jesus' life. Let them kill you if you have to die. Stay there. But listen to the Holy Spirit. If Holy Spirit tells you to move, stand up and move. Don't deceive yourself. You can deceive others, but you can't deceive God. And you know within your heart that you're lying to yourself. Holy Spirit did not ask you to divorce your husband or your wife. He will never do that. But he can tell you other things to do, which are wise. Okay? If God is going to separate you in your marriage, either the spouse dies or the spouse leaves. That's how God works. And it is not up to you to do it. It is up to God. So you pray and trust God to work it out. Funniest thing, more interesting, God can actually change you as opposed to your spouse. Maybe it is you who has the problem. Actually, most times it is you who has the problem. Okay? So you sit down there, endure. Rousseau is Whoso endures to the end shall eat the good of the land. I'm sure I didn't quote that right. Okay? If you are willing and obedient, no, you're going to learn. Whoso endures to the end shall receive a crown. Okay? So endure. But now, don't let the enemy lie to you. Don't let the enemy lie to you. There's a subtle line there. If your partner leaves and abandons you, you are free. Now, God may want to reconcile you, so don't be in a hurry to go and jump into another marriage. Sit down, pray, and trust God to lead you aright this time. However, don't live under the bondage of the enemy lying to you that thou shalt and thou shalt not. Thou shalt and thou shalt not are not wrong. But there's a higher level, that's the level of relationship, where God guides you based on the same thou shalt and thou shalt not. I don't want this video to be too long. Thank you for watching. Forward this, share it to whomever needs to get it. Leave a like, leave a comment, click on notification, subscribe so that you become a part of this. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.